I am Beta, your source for games in development. This week I am talking about World of Tanks, which is being put out by wargaming.net, and you should go check them out, wargaming.net. They have a lot of interesting games there that I'm thinking about checking out just for fun for myself. But World of Tanks is a MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena, based around World War II tanks. At the moment, it's still in its beta, but it's slated to be released in March 2011, so it's going to be, the beta is going to be closed pretty soon here, but don't worry, it is also going to be free to play. It'll be another one of those MOBAs with microtransactions that allow you to upgrade faster, do different things, but they're also going to say that won't overly affect gameplay performance, so you don't have to pay for the premium accounts and things like that to actually play well. So I'm going to get into that a little bit right now, that explanation. They have a number of things, resources that you gain for playing the game. Primarily it's credits and experience. Experience goes towards your tank crew members and helps them get better at piloting and shooting the tank and commanding the tank, and just helps you perform better. Also, your credits go towards upgrading your tanks and researching new tanks and getting new tanks, and so you get that the more you play. But you will also be able to buy gold, which will allow you to get different tanks, upgrade your tanks faster. You will also be able to exchange your gold for credits. The exchange rate that they have right now in beta is for every 400 credits, it's 1 gold. So you can actually just focus on the credits, like you buy a bunch of gold and then convert that to credits, and then you can research really, really fast. So that's one of the things you can do. And then there will also be premium accounts where you can get access to other premium features of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a game right now. And this is a game I previously played, and the wait time was pretty quick for this, and I like that. Usually the wait time is around a minute. It's not that bad, but it's not that bad for getting 30 people into a game. So 15 per side, big battles, a lot of fun like that. You get to see the layouts of the army during the loading screen to see what type of tanks, what tier they are, and how they're paired up, and they try to do it evenly so that even though there are maybe a tier 8 or tier 10 tank in there with like a tier 1 tank, they'll put that evenly on the teams. And so that's why the matchmaking takes a little while. But also one of the problems with that is if you're in a tier 1 tank and you come around a corner and there's a tier 10 tank, you're screwed. So you have to do a lot of coordination, and right now in the game, in the community, there isn't as much coordination planning as one would like. Right now, I'm just waiting for more players, and I'm thinking about strategy. So I start pinging on the map over there on the bottom right, and there's a big hill, there's some high ground right there, and I say, let's take that. That's about the extent of the planning in most of the games that I've played goes. Somebody has an idea and everybody else just kind of goes with it, so we're trying to rush this hill and get it. I've upgraded my tank, my German tank, a little bit, and so I'm not as slow as I would have been in the beginning. The controls, when you first start out, are really sluggish. The game actually has a bit of a simulator type feel, because they go for historic accuracy as much as possible, and it's still a lot of fun to play, but it's a little frustrating in the beginning because you're really slow and you're not going to be doing any damage. You're actually going to hear this phrase a lot. That one didn't go through. Kind of annoying, but with just a few games, you can upgrade your tank really fast and start doing damage and getting kills. And so this game, we start seeing a lot of the other team come up. They had the same idea to try to take the hill, and it didn't go that well for us because there'll always be a few people who you can buy like high octane gas and things like that, and they'll make you go faster, and so they boost there really fast, but they didn't get there with the rest of the team, and so they got separated and wasted, and we start out, it's getting kind of dicey for us. I get hit there, but it actually didn't hurt my overall health. It actually disabled one of my tracks for a little bit, which is really cool because you have all different types of all the different parts of your tank, and people can target the tracks and try to disable you and make you slower. And so there's a lot that can go on and go wrong with your tank. So I'm trying to find a good position and damage and kill as many people as I can with mine. And so I'm just trying to hold back here and not die, and trying to get the rest of my team up here. And one of the problems I do have with the game is that the ping, when I was pinging the map earlier, it's not annoying enough. It's not loud enough. It doesn't get your attention enough, and so people can ignore it pretty easily. And so if you just ping once or twice, your teammates very likely could ignore it. So I'd like to see that be made louder, more obtrusive, or intrusive. I'm sorry, so that people can't ignore it and say, "Oh, I didn't hear the ping," whatever. Another issue is trying to figure out and learn your turret, how your turret moves, because it'll be slower in the beginning. So your turret will pan side to side more slowly, and if you're trying to go up over a hill like I am here, you can't aim down enough. And so it takes some getting used to, but it's actually really quite fun. And so once you get used to that, once you start upgrading your tank, you start getting kills, you start making a difference for your team. And it'll actually give you in the top middle a counter for your team, how kills are going. And if you look at it right now, we're not doing too well. I'm trying to get this guy, and pretty soon he's going to come out and I'm going to get greedy. And you'll see it just doesn't go well for me. So right here, yeah, he starts making a break for it. I start shooting as much as I can, and of course I'm moving and stuff, and I'm not very accurate, and I just decide to stay there, and I die. My tank gets busted, and it shows me the person who took me out, and that's as much as you can see of the other team. When you die, it'll show the person who took you out, and then you can start clicking the right mouse button and observing your other team, and you can still communicate with them a little bit. You can't see the enemy. You can't observe the enemy, and you can only see the enemy that your teammates can see. And so one of the things that you need to upgrade a lot in the game is your radio, which is how you detect other tanks. And so if your teammates can detect a tank, it'll appear on the mini-map, and so it'll say, hey, look, there's a tank here. And so the better range, the better radio you have, the more people you can detect, and the better scouting you can do, which is really important in this game, because people can hide in bushes and move all over the place, and as long as they don't shoot, they won't give away their position. And so our teammates are trying to figure out my teammates were trying to figure out what to do here and survive. And so they're starting to hide in bushes like this guy's doing right here. And right now if he stays quiet, he'll fall off the enemy radar, and he can ambush really well. And there are different types of tanks that ambush well. He's not driving one right now, but there are tank killers. They don't really have a turret, but they're very good at getting in a static position and ambushing other tanks. And so if they're supported well, because if a tank gets on their side, they're going to be it's going to be hard for them to do anything. If they're supported well and you have good teamwork, you can do some really good ambushes like that guy just did there. And so we've actually had some good battles around the map, and we have 4 left on our team, and there's 2 left on their team. And so it's just a matter of mopping up carefully right now. And this is kind of one of the most frustrating parts of the game, where you're waiting for your teammates to do well, and you're trying to help them, and you're trying to give them hints, and you have really no control over what's going on. So you can just cheer on your teammates, and it's depending on how intense you want to get, you can get pretty anxious. Now there are 2 ways to win in this game, and you can either destroy all the other people on all the other tanks on the other team, or you can capture their base. And so that's why scouting is really important, because if somebody tries to do the backdoor trick and capture your base, you can lose really fast. So you gotta balance between defense and offense, and have some good teamwork, so that you can find the rest of your enemies, and take them out and capture their base. There'll always be a couple people camping. He didn't really have the right tank to camp. You can get artillery, and you can just wreak havoc with artillery. So if you get a good position with artillery, it's a lot of fun. You can just rain terror down. And look at that. Hey, my teammates won it for me. That felt good. So I get credits for that. I can check my personal achievements or battle heroes and see who did what and who got what achievement. And just feel good that my teammates won the game for me, and I can now upgrade my tanks more. So that's it for World of Tanks. I'll be playing that some more and enjoying myself in that. I hope to see you in-game. Go to wargaming.net or worldoftanks.com to check it out, and check out some of the other games that wargaming.net is putting out. And go support this game. It looks like a lot of fun. I am Beta. I'll see you next week.